Sorry ahead of time. I gotta have that off because the light behind me never does anything good. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hello, happy Tuesday. It's Tarot Tuesday. I'm waiting for this to update. Hi. Waiting for this to update. And woo, mute. Come on. All right. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? Hi, Jess. Hi, Lori. M.A. Stephen. Hello. It's Tuesday. It's time for Tarot Tuesday. So because Ostara is this week, I figured I would talk about incorporating the tarot into Sabbats and how I do that. I always incorporate the tarot somewhat into my Sabbats. So that's what tonight's episode is going to be about. I pulled out some decks. We're going to look at some decks, and I pulled out some spreads. We're going to look at some spreads and talk about how else you can incorporate tarot. So hello. Love your earrings. Thank you. They're from my fifth son, Hexen. Doesn't he know me? Aren't they perfect? I just love them. So, yes, they're from my fifth son. Love them. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Fatima. Michelle. Hello, hello. So, hopefully everybody is having a wonderful Tuesday. I kind of can't believe it's Tuesday. A week from today, we fly down to North Carolina. So just to let you know, to make you aware, next week there will not be a Tarot Tuesday. Oh, I know. You all are heartbroken. What will you do without Tarot Tuesday, right? Hi, Thea. Daylight savings time is kicking my butt. Yes, right? I have to say, I don't know how to say this. It's weird for me too, but this is the first year that I haven't had a job that is like, I have to be to work by this time. So it is very odd. I also have to say, now I don't know if this is true or not because I didn't have time to look it up, but I believe that the Senate just passed a bill to take away the spring forward so that it's the same time all the time. If that's the case, I think that would be a great idea. I may do something, no promises. Oh, good. See, Stephen might do something for Tarot Tuesday next week since I won't be on. He might do something. And thank you, Hexen, for my earrings that are perfect for me that I love so much. I don't mind the morning part, but I can't fall asleep any earlier. Oh, well, see, that part is never, at least this year, like it will never change for me. As far as I'm concerned, I feel like I'm just sleep challenged for the rest of my life. I was thinking that last night at 3 a.m. as I was laying here on the couch, because 8 out of 10 nights at some point I end up here on the couch because I'm having a hot flash so bad that like I feel like I'm going to die and internally combust and burst into flames. So I really was laying here thinking, I wonder if I'll ever be able to sleep again. and thinking a little bit, did anyone else ever get through this? I feel like I'm the only one ever to ever have this happen. I think partially because my mother was like, I never had hot flashes. I'm like, oh, shut up, bitch. But anyways, it gets better. It has to get better. like literally I'm laying there, and because I keep it so cold, like my the Y chromosome snoring doesn't help. No, it doesn't. And neither does the dog chromosome sitting next to me. Usually they snore at opposite times, which drives me crazy. I keep my house at like 63 at night because I keep thinking, like, if I'm freezing, maybe I won't have a hot flash. But all that happens is I get my hot flash, and of course I throw all the covers off, and I'm laying there in almost nothing, dying, feeling like I'm gonna internally combust and explode into flames. And then when it finally passes, then I'm freezing again. And so then I have to cover up again. So I don't know which is worse. I don't know. All right, but Sunday is Ostara, which I actually have to, because your YouTube wouldn't let me switch to mine. Really? To find the slide, because your YouTube wouldn't let me switch to mine. That's weird. Well, the Ice Queen wouldn't get hot flashes. What? Who said that? It does pass. Oh, I hope so, Miriam. I swear it's just driving me crazy. Hi, Laura. So Sunday is Ostara. We will be doing an Ostara ritual for the channel. And there will be local people from my circle here to help celebrate. We are doing it here. We're not doing it at Ben's house at our regular circle because, for one thing, the circle is underwater. We talked about having helicopters drop us in, but decided that was probably not an expense that the circle wanted to front. So unfortunately, we're going to do it underneath our port. And there's going to be 3 altars this year. And so it should be a good ritual. We have 2 more sales going on this week for the living room on Facebook tomorrow night and Friday night. Water element. Yes, I know. We were tired. Maybe scuba suits. Maybe we could swim out in scuba suits to the circle. I don't think everyone has a scuba suit though. Damn. Yes, next Tuesday, March 22nd, there will be no Tarot Tuesday. Stephen may do something in that slot for us though. The following Tuesday, which I believe is the 29th, I will be back for Tarot Tuesday. We're going to do an admin reading Tuesday. My admins actually talked about it amongst themselves, and so they are gonna help me out, and so that way I don't have to kind of plan stuff while I'm on vacation. I'll come back. Actually, I get back the night before, and we'll do an admin reading Tarot Tuesday on the 29th. So there will not be a Tarot Tuesday next week, although it's possible, knock on wood, that Stephen might do something on his channel to kind of fill in the blanks for us, so you guys don't have nothing. But the 29th, we will do an admin reading Tarot Tuesday. And then we'll be back to like our normally regular scheduled programming the week after that. So you'll only miss 1 week with me. Skinny dip to the circle. Well, Skyclad. I always told my circle that they probably would not. I mean, a lot of circles do Skyclad stuff. We are not that circle. We are not that circle. We just, nope, we are not that circle. But, or I could do it on the admin channel. Oh, that's a good idea. If you guys have, the admin channel is Mama Squirrel's Nuts, I believe, right? Is that what it's called? Shit. Isn't that terrible? Will this screw it up if I look on here? Switch account. Mama Squirrel's Wise Nuts. Mama Squirrel's Wise Nuts is the admin channel. So if you do not, if you're not subscribed to that, go ahead and subscribe to that. So that if Stephen goes on to that channel, that you'll get notified still. Okay. So let's talk about Ostara. First of all, I have not done my Ostara video to talk about like what Ostara is, which I was trying to figure out if I should do that here or if you guys, not everyone who comes to Tarot Tuesday follows, the pagan path. So I didn't know if I was going to like really explain all of what Ostara is. I will do kind of a quick thing so that you know. Sabbats are the pagan holidays. They come about every 8 weeks or so, depending on the Sabbat. The next one is Sunday, and it is Ostara. Ostara is the spring equinox or the vernal equinox. It is when day and night are equal. That's only technically if you live on the equator. So here it will never be perfectly equal, but it's when we have the same amount of daylight as night time. And so it's a lot about balance, lots and lots of balance, things in balance, and new beginnings, because the spring is returning. This is when spring returns, when winter is technically over. This is when the rest of the world, the scientific community and the rest of the world actually count that spring is over by the calendar. Whew, almost getting hot flash. By the calendar, spring is over as of this Sunday. And so we bring in the spring with all the things that you think of when you think of Easter. That is all the things that we are talking about in this time, bringing back the vernal equinox is about rabbits and chicks and lambs and eggs and that kind of thing. I figured I'll show my Ostara Altar, and we can kind of, I think I showed this once, right? Didn't I? Did I show this once? Let me see if I don't know if I can zoom in. Ooh, I can a little bit. So that is my Ostara Altar back there. Lots of chicks and bunnies, eggs, that kind of thing. Yes, so many bunnies. I have egg lights that are not on right now, but all the way around it are egg lights. Oops. And so I also have things of balance on there. All right, maybe I should. No, I'm not going to bring the camera over. I have tarot cards on my altar now also. I have specific decks that I bring out and I use for altar cards every year. One of the decks that I use, all right, let me go grab the decks. This is what I'm going to do. All right. One of the decks that I use for almost every Sabbat is the Book of Shadows. Book of Shadows Tarot. Let me just grab it. Hopefully, maybe, perhaps. Yes, here it is. Okay. And where's the other deck that I use? This one. Okay, so one of the decks that I use almost every year, every Sabbat, is the Book of Shadows Tarot. I really like the cards that they use for the different Sabbats, and it has each Sabbat as a card. So this one is, you don't have that one? I use it for every Sabbat. This one is Temperance, which is balance, of course, and this is the Ostara card for Temperance. So that is on my altar right now. And then I also use Raven Grimassi's desk. Raven Grimassi's desk. Yeah, that's totally tarot which is called the Hidden Path, and what's the other one? The Voice of the Trees. That's it. This is the Ostara card for Raven Grimasi's deck. He also has a card for each Sabbat. And of course, I love his, yeah, I do too. I love the altar cards that he has. He has a lot of good cards. I use the Tree and Spring card also. That so says, see the melting snow, the buds on the trees. Yes, it's two decks, the As Above deck and the So Below deck. I'll be honest with you and say that I do not use the So Below deck very much. The As Above deck is the deck that I pull all my altar cards from. The Hidden Path Oracle, that's what it is. And so, can you show us? I believe it or not, I do not have the box for, this is the Hidden Path Oracle and the Voice of the Trees. This is Raven Grimasi. This deck is out of print, I believe. And did he bring it back? Why do I see somebody has it for $34.95? What? Because I don't have the book for it. I got this deck from those of you who know Oya's girl, Queen Osset. She is here on YouTube. She sold me this deck. Someone had given her this deck, and she sold me this deck for the price that it was when it came out, because she knew that I wanted it. Like, she had heard that I wanted it. Can't believe it. So she sold it to me, which was like kind of amazing. But she did not have the book. So I do not have the book for this, which is the Hidden Path, the Oracle of the Hidden Path. But I absolutely adore. So if anybody, you know, has an idea of where to find the book for it, let me know. I would love, or has the book that would let me like copy it so I could have it. That would be awesome. I absolutely adore this deck. It's actually two decks. The card with the statues on it, this is called the Ostara Spring Equinox. Hi, Tom. It is either the Hidden Path Oracle or the Well-Worn Path. There's actually two decks. Thank you, Hexen. I love you. So it depends on which deck you're talking about. They go together. They I love those decks. The decks are amazing. They have all of the, thank you, the Voices of Trees is separate. I knew there was something weird. They have all of the different Sabbats on there. So I love this deck. He also like has all the different tools of the path. I just love these decks. I will talk about these decks in another video at some point. I always felt funny talking about them because you can't get them anymore. Someday, if they make them available again, I will kind of talk about it more. I always feel bad talking about decks that you can't get. It's like, aha, I have it and you don't. I hate that. But it's that's what it is. Yes. All right. So I do, that's one of the things that I do is I usually pick out decks that that go with the season. And that kind of feel like the energy of that season. So Ostara is all about new beginnings. We do get jealous. See, I know, I don't like it. I used to have Well-Worn Path when I was a teen, but it was lost during a move. That's awful, Hexen. I know. That's awful. I remember you saying that. I wish they would. Especially now. Raven is gone now. So it would be like a nice tribute to re-release some of his decks. and books and stuff. Okay, so Ostara is about new beginnings. It's about the spring returning. It is about spring cleaning, clearing out the old, the things that you don't need, the feelings and the emotions that you don't need, and bringing in new emotion, bringing in new goals, bringing in new energies, trying to start new habits. This is a good time in my initiate classes. We are talking about starting new meditation habits, like starting meditation on a daily basis so that it becomes a habit. This is a good time to start stuff like that you want to start to help your spiritual practice grow. This is a really good time for stuff like that. So one of the things that you can do to incorporate tarot, yes, kick out the depressing winter, please, is pick out some decks that you already have, or get a new deck maybe that feels like that kind of energy, that feels like that spring energy. So I have pulled a couple of decks. I want my friend back. Okay. I have pulled a couple of decks that I thought really felt like spring energy. I will tell you that Hexen was talking about the Ostara Tarot, and I was like, oh, yeah, I can't find somewhere. I have all of my decks that are in bags because the Ostara Tarot came in this huge, huge box. And so it's in a bag, and I don't have all of my tarot decks that are in bags are still either at the old house or they're someplace in a closet or something. So I do not have that one, but I did pick out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tarot decks, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oracle decks that I thought really speak of spring and new beginnings. I'm praying to her, but I want my friend back. I miss my friend. Well, I'm sorry you miss your friend, honey. I love Ostara too. I really do. It's such a great time of renewal. All of your bag decks should have been in a basket in your old witchy room, and the wooden nightstand bottom shelf in a basket. I love you, Hexen. I wonder if they're still there. I'll have to look. I bet you they're still there. I love that Hexen still remembers where my shit is better than I do. I love you. Okay, so there you go. I've been working with herb crafters for the plants and healing. I like herb crafters a lot. It is definitely a deck that needs more work because if you don't know the plants, it's kind of hard to associate them already with stuff. But let me talk about some of the decks that I really enjoy in the spring. This is one of the decks, which came in this awesome, I got some kind of collector's thing. I love this deck. This is the Tarot of Trees deck. You can still get this on Etsy. I don't know if you can get the collector's edition anymore, but you can still, I think she might have a second edition out now, though. This is the Tarot of Trees deck. This is by Dana O'Driscoll. Dana O'Driscoll. It is kind of a small, cute deck. And I adore this deck. To me, this deck is very spring. It's very plant, tree, it's nature. And it's one of those decks that you can pull out. And yes, every card has trees on it, but you feel the meaning of the card on each of them. Even though that's a tree, tell me you can't see the High Priestess in this card, right? There aren't people in this deck. It is just trees. But look, here's the Empress. This is the Empress, and it's all about nurturing and feeding everyone with the apples on the tree. So, of course, that's Empress energy. Here's the Emperor. Everything is straight in a row. It's beautiful. Beautiful. They have a smaller size edition, $28. This is a pretty small size. The Hierophant, the older tree, you can tell how wise this tree is, that he's teaching others. It's the energy of this deck is really great. The Lovers. So this is one that I definitely, now is the time to pull it out. Because it's so good at what it does. Strength, look at it's on the side of a cliff wall and it's still growing wonderfully. How awesome, right? I love this deck. I love everything about this deck. So this is a wonderful deck to pull out for this time of year. Let me show you a couple because they are not just pip decks. This is not just a pip deck. It is fully illustrated cards. There's the Three of Cups. Let's say here's the Five of Wands. So kind of the chaos and strife and competition. Do you recommend we use or get a new deck to use around this time? Now it's up to you. I think any excuse to get a new deck to me is a great excuse. But sometimes, you know, you don't always have to have a new deck. If you can find a deck in your collection that you think has some new energies, awesome. Do that. Yeah, cleanse and clear your old ones. If you find that you can afford it and that you want a new deck to bring about new energies, awesome. Then do that. But again, it's going to be a if it works for you, it works kind of situation, right? It is also available electronically in the Fool's Dog deck app. Oh, that's awesome. Love that. This deck is called the Timeless Tarot. I really like this deck too. I'm trying to think. This one might be out of print. I'm not sure. This one might be out of print. This is by Tara Winstanley. Tara Winstanley. This is the backs of the cards. And this is like vintage images, which I don't know, to me lends itself to the spring and kind of spring new renewal energy. I like this one a lot. It's just a little bit different. It's a little bit, I like it. Strength. The Hermit. The Wheel. So it's, I'm not going to show a whole ton of images from everyone. The Ostara deck you gifted me. Yay! Oh, good. Well, then that's a perfect deck to bring out, right? I'm losing all my cards. I'm not going to show all of the cards, obviously, because we'll be here all night just looking at decks. And that's not the point of this, is to just look at decks. But I do really enjoy a lot of these cards. I love, this one is one of my favorite cards, the Three of Cups. This is one of my favorite Three of Cups cards. I really enjoy that depiction for the Three of Cups. But I think it's a cute. Hi, honey. I think it's a cute deck. I like the vintage images. And so that's a good kind of spring deck to me. Again, if it works for you, it works, right? So if you find a deck that you have that it might not be like bright colors and stuff, but if it feels like new beginnings and spring to you, then awesome. This one is called the Bunny Tarot. The Bunny Tarot. Obviously, bunnies. This is the backs of the cards. This one is a really cute deck. This is an independent deck. And it is basically the Rider-Waite-Smith deck with bunnies. So if you like, you know, sometimes I just want a cutesy deck that looks super cute. This is that. This is, you know, the Rider-Waite-Smith deck in bunnies. So it's super, you know, spring energy. Check. Cute, bright pastel colors. Check. Very cute deck. Love it. The devil, right? So cute. Star, Judgment. Yeah, it's a very cute deck. So, I really enjoy this one. I pull it out in the springtime. It's a good time to pull it out. Right? The ultimate Ostara deck. It's a cute deck. It is an independent deck, again, so I'm not sure if you're able to get your hands on it or not at this point. I'm not certain. The Three Trees Tarot, which is otherwise known as the Oak, Ash, and Thorn deck by Stephanie Burrows. I love Stephanie Burrows. I have to get her other deck. I believe it's out now. These are the backs of the cards. Very, again, little animals. Very spring renewal. I adore this deck. That Empress card. Ugh, love it. Very, to me, when I get the animal decks out, that means I get to see the animals. I get to integrate myself into nature again. Even though every year, every single year before winter hits, I tell myself I'm not going to become the hermit again. I'm going to go outside more. I'm going to find a way to connect to nature more, even in the midst of winter. I never do. I never quite figure it out. I just hate winter. I mean, I don't hate winter. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry, Scotty. But I do, I'm not a big person to be sitting out in the cold. Look at how cute that is. Moon gazing hare and the moths, right? So it's really nice when the spring comes back and I know I'm starting to feel the call of the outside. Then that is really when I start feeling that new beginning kind of energy. And then like the Five of Wands, even all of the illustrated minors are beautiful too. The wands are all fox. The swords are birds. The cups are squirrels. So of course, hello, Three of Cups. Love the squirrels. So very, very cute. And then the pentacles are bunnies. Cute, cute, cute. Michelle, you were right the first time. It's so adorable. The deck needs to be adopted by you. Yes. Doesn't, yes, Shadowscapes. Yes, have dancing foxes. It does. It does, it does. Shadowscapes has a lot of animals too. But what did you say that deck is called? I need to get it for my partner. This is, you can look it up as Oak, Ash, and Thorn, or the Three Trees Tarot. And this is by Stephanie Burrows. If you look up Stephanie Burrows. Hi, Donna. You'll be able to find that one. This one is one that I bring out every year at spring. I'm not going to show a whole lot of this one because if you look at my channel and you look at, I think I've done it under spring decks. You'll find a whole walkthrough, I'm sure. This is Spirit Song. This is Paulina Cassidy. And very spring colors. Here's the backs. Very spring colors. Animals. And a great deck for spring. The animals are right on. And it's such a cute deck. And it's got great keywords too for this one. So if you're kind of a new tarot reader, the keywords are pretty good on this one. Strength. That's on the cover. Very, very, very cute Awakening. That's Judgment. And then some of the minors, the 8 of Acorns. Ace of Shells are super cute. Very, very, very cute deck. So this could help you kind of bring in the energy of the season. If you pull that kind of a deck out. Next is, and I'm going to try to go through this because I have a bunch of spreads to talk about too. I love this deck. This is called the Stolen Child Tarot. This was based on a poem by W.B. Yeats, one of my favorite all-time poets, called The Stolen Child. This is such a great deck that, like, I remember I cried when I unboxed this deck. It's funny, I don't use it for other people's readings, though. I only use it for my own. But I adore this deck. This deck purposefully uses people that are like part people and part animal. I'm trying to remember what that's called. Animus or something like that. This deck just hits me really beautifully. Really, really beautifully. Look at the fruit bats. For the lovers. I adore this deck. So good. The Hermit. All right, I don't want to show a ton of cards again, but like the moon gazing hares. It's a good one, right? Perfect for Ostara. I'm not dropping anything. I don't know what you're talking about. So this is the Stolen Child Tarot. I love this one. It's a very good deck. Moving on, because I want to go fairly quickly. This one is a mass market deck, so this should be very easy to find. This is called the Dreaming Way Tarot. This deck is funny. I do not use this deck at all until spring hits. And when spring comes, then I'm like, oh yes, I really like the energy of this deck. It's called the Dreaming Way Tarot. It's very, I don't know how, it's like almost whimsical, I guess. That's what you could call it. We have 20 people on and only 14 likes. Click that like button for me. We're almost done with the tarot, guys, or the tarot decks anyways. The Lovers. And I do want to talk about, I have printed out a bunch of, look at the Hermit. A bunch of, look at the backs of the decks. I love Dreamy. Yes, Dreamy. Exactly. A bunch of, oh, look at the star. Ostara Spreads. Some great spreads for Ostara, because one of the other ways that you can connect to the energy of the Sabbat is literally type in the Sabbat. Ostara is coming up. So type in Ostara and then type in spread, tarot spread. So if you type in Ostara tarot spread, you'll get like 30 different spreads that people have created for that Sabbat specifically. Which is what I did, and I printed out a bunch of them. I think I have like 5 of them that are my favorite, kind of what I think would be great. Hexen brought this deck out the other day, and I thought, oh, I haven't seen this deck in a while. I missed this deck. We did a lot of work with this deck the first time we went through when we started Tarot Tuesday about 4 years ago, the Guardian Tarot. You will either love this deck or you will hate it. Most people either love it or hate it. There will not be a whole lot of in between, because people are either really creeped out by the trees or they really love the energy. This is the back of this deck. I love this deck. I so love this deck. Now, Peter has painted one of this. Yes, it has been a long time. I could never decide if I was glad to be creeped out or not. I adore this deck. I just love this deck. It's been a long time since I pulled it out, so I'm glad. Hexen, thank you for saying something about it, because I love this one. Peter painted one of these cards, and I just love it. I still have it someplace. Some people hate these. I just love it. Each of these connects so perfectly. I just adore it. Looks like a tool video, really? I don't know them. Isn't that terrible? I'm trying to remember what card he did. I know I'll know it if I see it, but I'm trying not to go through each one. Death. I love this deck. All right, let me just try to find the one that Peter painted. Because then, oh, look at the sun. Come on. Love this deck. Cannot remember. Oh, look at the 9 of Swords. Hexen and I's favorite card is the Nightmare card. How perfect. Makes me think of the show on HBO. I can't remember the name since I can't watch TV anymore. Yes, there's a bunch of cards with a church. Yeah, I think so. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Hair, my hair. This one. He painted this card. I'll have to find it, that painting. I know it's around. I've seen it. It's probably at the old house now, across the street, but with the Eight of Pentacles. I just love it. Okay, so I love this deck. It's a great deck. That's the Guardian Tarot. One more tarot deck, and then I just have Oracle decks. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't watch that show very much, but the Witches one. Shit, what the hell is it called? I know exactly what you're talking about, Tom. Somebody here will know. This is called the Vendor deck. The Vendor deck. What the hell is that show called? And the same people are in it every year. I know exactly what when you're talking about. I love, see the edges are in yellow. This is the back of the deck. This is a very weird deck too. American Horror Stories. Yes, that's it. There's the Fool. This is kind of an odd deck, but I like it. It's very different. I love the angles and the sharpness. I don't know. All right. And now I will say, I don't know why I think of this as a spring deck. It does have a lot of plants in it, I guess. Look at, I love the Death card. But I think of it as a spring deck. And it's an interesting deck. It's different. Maybe that's why, because it's different. Yeah, kind of light and airy. I really like this deck. Two of Swords. Do you have spring and summer decks? I have both. I have spring decks and I have summer decks. Some of them I can see as both. But I have to say that there are definite decks that I have that are summer only or spring only. I do have some that are maybe both. But these ones so far I think that I've showed, I think for the most part, I would think of as spring decks only. Okay. Do you want to go over the spreads or do you want to see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Oracle decks. Hexen is the Empress. Yay! I have 5 Oracle decks that I think of as very spring. One of them is new and I haven't seen it yet. Think Mystical Moments as spring. Mystical Moments. All right, come on. I know that one. Why isn't that totally coming to mind? Mystical Moments. Oh, yes, I do too. Yep, I think of that. Definitely. Oracle decks. Okay, let's go over Oracle decks. This one is, I have shown this probably at least in 2 different videos about spring decks. So I adore this deck in the spring. This is called Botanical Inspirations. It is a mass market deck. It's one of my favorite spring oracle decks. It's so good. The book is good. The cards are beautiful. The box is different. Now I'm not a fan of, usually the backs of the decks say botanical inspirations. I wish it didn't. But the cards themselves are all different botanicals. And they say what they are. So like this says phlox. And then it talks about, it has the scientific name. And then it says exactly what it's about. Unanimity. Yep. That word. Because apparently I'm not going to be able to say it today. Unanimity. Whoo! I did it. And harmony. Then it says, he who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. Marcus Aurelius. And so it gives you everything you need on this card. And they're pretty. And they're spring. And I really love this deck because it's all these beautiful botanical images. And I love the sayings on the card. They have like different quotes. They tell you what that botanical stands for as far as the oracle meaning. Like at Morning Glory. This is affection and determination. And look at how gorgeous that Morning Glory is. And it says, the Morning Glory, which blooms for a day, differs not at heart from the giant pine that lives for 1,000 years. Alan Watts. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Bring on the flowers, please. I know, right? So this is one of my favorite spring oracle decks. I do bring it out pretty close to every spring. And I've had it for quite a while. Like I think since it was new. So when did it come out? 2017. False indigo. So I've had it since then, since 2017. And I think I've brought it out like every year because I just love it. Or I think I've had it since 2017. It seems like it's been that long. You have to assign different people to the scroll deck and you have to say why you place them on that card. Ooh, that'd be a good one. That's a good idea, Leanne. I like that. So this is a great spring deck. Love, 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 love this spring deck. Love it. By the way, the book is awesome. And it comes with this great book. And it also comes with this little card that says the very short meanings. See, it has just one little card that's front and back that says the short meanings. And it used to, I don't know if it does anymore. It comes with a bag that you can keep the cards in, which I never have taken out of there because I don't know, I haven't used it, so I feel like I'll just keep it in there with the bag. But it always came, so it's like this perfect deck that came with everything you ever needed. And it's a little flip top deck. It's really cute. I love this deck. So that's a good one. That's a super good one. I love that one. The second one that I'm going to show, this is an independent deck. I think it's in Etsy. And I'm pretty sure you can still get this one. This is the Roots and Wings Oracle. I love this deck. It comes in a cardboard box. She's very ecologically mindful. It comes with a couple spreads. And the cards are awesome. This is, whoops. Here's the little book is like really little. That's it. Just so a little bit of some information about each card. Just what you need, which is good because I don't need a big, huge book. This is the backs of the deck. This is one of those decks that you can use. I use Oracle with my tarot cards. And this is one of those Oracle decks that you can use with any tarot deck. Like it goes with any deck. There's only a few of those that I've ever found, like less than 10 probably, that can really go with any deck. This is one of them. Can give you some information about any deck. Love it. Yeah, and the illustrations are beautiful. Heal. Blind. Comes in a mini, really? Ugh, I have to get the mini version. Storm. Love. Unfamiliar territory. Fish out of water, literally. The worker. Breathe. I do. I just love this deck. This is a fabulous deck. Inspiration. Death. The divine. Grounded. Bound. All right, I'm not going to show all of it, but fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. I love this deck. So that's a good one. This next one, this is a brand new deck that I'm going to be unboxing. I was going to try to do it today. It's funny, all this stuff keeps coming up that I can't do my unboxings. I have a whole cart of unboxings over there that I need to do. And I keep getting new decks in. So I really, really, really need to get some unboxings done because my cart is full and overflowing. So I really need to do it soon. This is one of my favorites of all the new decks that I've gotten in. This is the Celtic Spirit Oracle. This is a brand new Oracle deck. Ancient Wisdom from the Elementals. I adore this deck. This is such a good deck. This is a mass market deck. I love, love, love this deck. It's got a great book. This is from Rockpool. It's got the edges are already done in green. This is the backs of the cards. And then the elementals in here, I just love the images of the elementals. So again, I'm not going to show all of these because I have to actually do an unboxing, but I adore this deck. This is definitely going to be one of my favorites of the year, I think, because I just connect so completely with the way the Fae spirits look, the elementals, the way they look, the things that they're called, what they're connected to. I just love this one. So this is a really good one. He unboxed it today, did he? I've been trying to get to it for a week, and I just haven't had the time to get to there. I adore this deck. This is so how I see so many of the Fae spirits that I connect to. That when I saw the images, this is one of those decks that you're like, this is, you know, if I could draw, this is what I would have drawn. And it's so good. I love it. I'll try to unbox this one completely tomorrow. Look at. I love it. I love it. It's hard not to keep going. Caradwin. The Weavers. Sorry, Jen. What? Forgot you were on and needed to type something out and explode for a minute. It's all right, honey. You're fine. If you're saying sorry or something for doing, you're all right. Sometimes you need to. You okay? Anything I can do? So this deck has there's a couple editions of this kind of deck. This is called Soul Trees. If you haven't noticed, a lot of my decks have to do with trees. I'm a big tree person. I connect very much with trees. Are there any good places to find used copies of tarot and oracle decks? Miriam, Facebook has a lot of really good, yeah, we can talk after the live, honey, definitely. Facebook has a lot of really good trading pages that you can trade or buy used decks. A lot of people will put their used decks up there. There's a lot of really good groups there on Facebook. Okay, these are the backs of the cards. And again, trees I connect to so completely that I love these. Yeah, sometimes eBay is good too. There's something about at Mama's house. I will say that I am starting to go through my decks now. And I think I've sold 5 of my old decks. And every time we go live, I'm going to have more decks. So keep an eye on our lives. Because I am starting to go through my decks and put them up for sale. Now that I'm not teaching like I was before with all, needing all of those decks, the ones that I know I'm not going to be reading with, I'm trying to get rid of. Or if I have 2 that are really the same. So this is another great tree deck. This is very, very, very much so. Right up my alley. It's a beautiful deck. It connects wonderfully. I adore this deck. I adore tree decks, though. I love tree decks. I have a bunch of tree decks. I wonder if there's tree decks that I don't have. I have so many. So this is a really good one. This is Soul Trees. And there's a couple different versions of this. And I have, I think all of them, but at least 2 of them. The last one I'm going to tell you about is the Stone Circle Oracle. I'm really in love with this deck also. This is another one that I've had for a long time and is sitting in my unboxing cart because I haven't unboxed it yet. Did you sell the Sexy Vampires deck? Ooh, I have not yet. I have not yet. Stone Circles Oracle. Comes with a great book. I will be doing an unboxing of this one, so I will try not to show all of these cards, but this is such a... If you can get your hands on this deck, it's a great, great, great deck. This is the backs of the cards. That should tell you something. This deck is not always available. You have to watch on Amazon. I think they only print... You don't have a tree deck? I think they only print this deck like once in a while. And then when they sell out all the copies, they don't print it again for a little while. So it seems like it's out of print, but it's not really. If you wait a while, it usually will come back into print again. So this is Mother Stone's Eye. Pause. Oracle. Paint Me. solstice stones. This deck specifically has to do with the stone circle it's a very specific stone circle. I'm trying to remember. Allegheny Mountains, the Four Corners in the Allegheny Mountains of South Central Pennsylvania. And so it's about that specific stone circle. Protector. Divine Sophia. Mother Stone. One of my favorite cards is the Green Man card. Look at that card. That's where the backs of the decks come from. But what a perfect Green Man. Perfect Green Man. So again, I don't want to show all of them because I want to be able to unbox it. Rapture. So that's such a Beltane card, right? Can't you see that in your Beltane altar for sure? Fallen Muse. Yeah, I like this deck a lot. Ophiolite. All right, so this is an awesome deck, and I'm going to try really hard not to show the rest of these because I want to unbox it. Bless the animals. But it's really good. So I'm going to continue because Madame Pele, look at, oh, love it. But I will be unboxing it very soon, I swear. And it's a really, really good deck. There are trees in the Druidcraft. That's true. There are trees in the Druidcraft. That's right. But you don't have an all trees deck. I think I'll have to count like how many just trees decks I have because there's a lot. There's quite a lot. Okay, let's talk about the spreads, the tarot spreads, since we're over an hour here. Hi, Willow. There are a ton of different spreads for Ostara. I'm going to go over a few of them here. This one is from Moon Mama Oracle. Moon Mama Oracle. This is a 6-card spread. The first card says, what seeds should I be planting in my life this spring equinox? So I figure once we go over all the Ostara spreads, we'll kind of pick one out and just pull it as an example of what it looks like when you pull the cards for it, okay? So this is the Moon Mama Oracle Ostara. So what seeds should I be planting in my life this spring equinox? So that's a great question for Ostara, right? Number 2, what should I focus on during this season? That's the water card. What should I focus on during this season? Number 3, where do I need to grow this season? Where do I need to grow this season? That's, again, another great question for this time of year. Number 4, where will I find abundance this spring? Hi, Deb. Number 5, what will come back to me over the coming weeks? What will come back to me over the coming weeks? And number 6, what is my overall spring equinox mantra? So kind of the energy of the spring equinox, right? That's a pretty good one. Okay, the second Ostara spread shit, is on my Pinterest page. I don't know where it came from, but this has 5 cards. The first card is, what is the seed? What to plant? What should we be planting during this Ostara season? The second card is, what's the stem? See how it looks like a flower? Is, where do I look to for support? So where, during the Ostara season, where will my support come in? Number 3 is prune. What do I need to release? What do I need to get rid of? That's definitely within the, Ostara, what Ostara means. What do I need to get rid of? Number 4 is water. What do I need to nourish during the Ostara season? And number 5 is the bud. What to expect? What do I expect to start growing during this Ostara season? That's a very simplified one, but I like that one a lot. I like it. It's a good one. This one is from mynasmoon.com. MYNAS, mynasmoon.com. Ostara Tarot Spread. That spread is exactly the Hecate at the Crossroads spread from the new chapter tarot. Oh, cool. Prune, Jen. Is that intentional coincidence? Prunes do help us release. That's true, but it's talking about prune, like pruning your plants of what is no longer needed. You're so cute. I love you, Kay. All right, so this one has 5. The first one is the light. This represents my light. What is it that represents my light during the Ostara season? The second one is dark. This represents my darkness. This is the darkness, the things that are in the shadow this season. Number 3 is the balance, because remember, equal night and day. So number 3 is the balance. How do I balance my dark and light sides? Number 4, rebirth. What aspect of myself will be reborn during this time? And number 5, what fertility, what kind of abundance will be coming my way during this Ostara season? That's a good one, right? Finally, the last one is Ostara Spring Equinox Balance Spread. The Balance Spread. Hold on, I'll try to. This is the top of it. And this is the bottom of it. So this one says, moving in a clockwise direction, we clear out the spiritual negativity of the past year and bring in the fresh energies of Ostara. As you pull each card, think about what that card meant to you in the last year of the wheel. Understand what it was that controlled, influenced, and guided you. The final card is your balance card for this year. Keep in mind that if somebody is doing this reading for you, that this is an interactive reading. You and your reader should feel free to delve into what is going on either side of this reading, the past as well as the future. So the first card is 1 year ago, last year's issue. That's the first card you're pulling, is what was last year's issue. So we know what we're getting rid of, right? Number 2 is what you controlled last year. What you controlled last year. Here comes a great hot flash. Number 3 is the outside influences last year. Number 4 is spiritual guidance. Where am I getting spiritual guidance? Number 5 is this year's issue. So that's what we got rid of. That's where we got rid of things. This year's issue. Then we go to spiritual guidance for this year, where we're getting spiritual guidance for this year. The outside influences this year. What you control this year. And the last card is what the balance is. So that's a different spread, right? All right, so I'm going to go with the spread that looks like a flower. Let's do this spread as an example so we can see kind of how to look at some of these spreads and how to read with them. All right. So I'm going to use, for now, I'm going to use my Witch's Tarot because I know it's shuffled really good. Hot, 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 hot. Okay. Ostara Spread. So the first card is the seed. What to plant. Let's see what to plant this year. What am I going to plant? 10 of Cups. I'm going to plant the family energy. And to me, this card means the family in a broader sense. This is the chosen family as well as, last time you did this, it was uncanny. I know, it was really uncanny. This is my chosen family as well as the people I'm related to. As far as I'm concerned, I need to really cement the circle that I have started. Not me alone, but the circle that we have started. And also my family, I think really it would be good to work on the relationships that I have with that family also. So that's what I'm planting. Number 2 in this is where to look for support. So where in all of this am I going to look for support this Ostara season? Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands will be there to help me. Let me think. Queen of Wands. So this is usually someone who is very creative and passionate. What? Bury them in concrete? No. Someone very creative and passionate. The Queen is a mature person. I'm trying to think. Do I have a Queen of Wands in my life? Maybe some will be coming in, or it's that energy, right? I need to really look to the creative and passionate. Maybe this is me. I will support myself. My creative spirit will support myself. And also the great creative Queen of Wands that I have around me. I have quite a few around me, Mel being one of them, Queen of Wands this year, who are creative and passionate and there to help and nurturing. So people like that in my life will be there to support me, be the stem for me. Number 3, prune. What to release? What do I release during this Ostara time? What to let go of? The 8 of Swords. Wow, it's funny how this keeps coming up and what I need to release. The 8 of Swords is about letting go of the things that I cannot control. Sometimes you feel like you're stuck and you have no way out, but really the binds here are not, they're kind of loose. The blindfold I can just reach up and pull off. The swords are far enough away that I just could step through. I just have to understand that the binds that I feel are around me are placed by me. They may be, not simple to walk around, but there's certainly things that I can let go of that I think are problems that really I can just get through it. I know how to do this. I know it. The 8 of Swords, again, this is a big theme for me this year, apparently, that I know that I definitely can get through it. I just keep thinking that I have these binds on that really aren't there, that really are, I just need to do it. And some of that I think is, I hate to say this, but some of that I think is laziness. The Devil card, self-imposed restriction. Sometimes the Devil card can mean an outside influence though too. And this is very, very clearly a personal, your own influence. Finally, but oh no, the fourth card is what to nourish. What do I need to nourish this Ostara season? Well, that makes sense. The Magician. I need to nourish the abilities that I have already. The ability to pull from above, to use on this plane, to know that I have it in me. I have all the tools at my disposal. I need to nourish my own gifts, to know that they're there, to use them more wisely, to call on them more completely. Right? That totally makes sense. Completely. And finally, the bud, what to expect in this Ostara season. What's the outcome? What can I expect to happen in the Ostara season? Two of Pentacles. So that makes a whole lot of sense to me. The Two of Pentacles is about choices, the choices that we make to bring material things into your life, that there's going to be several choices to make, and that will bring about the choice. I love that because I have been back and forth, I have to say, a lot this year on, is this really what I want to be doing? Should I go back to work at like a mundane job instead of continuing with, the living room project, with selling stuff? And so the choice is there, and it will be a choice that I can decide how to move on and how to move forward. Is it something I want to nourish? Is it something I want to continue to allow to bud? Or is it something I'm ready to drop? We shall see. So that's a good example of the Ostara continual flow of energy. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Of the Ostara Spread. They're great spreads. Look to my Pinterest page. If you need, if you don't like any of the ones we've shown tonight, there are a million on the Pinterest pages. I have a whole Pinterest board of tarot spreads. I believe I put some actually in the Ostara board. There is a whole Ostara board which looks at altars and what you want on your altar and different ways to celebrate and rituals and images and poems and all kinds of stuff. On Pinterest, I put all of the ones that I used on my Pinterest page because some of them, like this one, did not have a specific website attached to it. But if you go and click it, it might take you to a website. I believe this was just the picture on there, though. So, but if you look at the Pinterest page, it'll show you exactly what it is. Sunday is Ostara. So, blessed Ostara. Bring something new in. Be ready to let go of what hasn't worked for you. Whoops. Hold on, and I will hop on my Pinterest page and copy it here for you. My Pinterest page is literally like a huge book of shadows. I have so much information on there, I can't even tell you. I mean, I plan to spend some time on it because I have a lot. There is a lot there. Can you guys see that? I didn't see it come up here, hopefully. Yes. Okay. There is a lot there. Sunday, we will be doing Ostara Ritual. Watch on the channel. I will be doing, probably on Thursday, I will be doing a video about what Ostara is specifically, how you can celebrate, what it used to be in the past, how we've brought it forward, that kind of thing. And then Sunday is the ritual, and I will be doing it live for you guys here. So you can join us then. I'm trying to think of what time we said. Did we say a time? I'll post it and I'll talk about it when I come back on to talk about Ostara. Okay? Start thinking about Witchypalooza. Those of you who have any shot of coming out, it is the end of July. I believe it's July 27th to August 8th or something like that. So if there's any possible way of any of you coming to Witchypalooza, you so should come. We really are going to have a great time. There's a lot of things that's going to be involved. We have a great site this year. I'm really excited about it. So take a look on the Facebook page. There is an event there for Witchypalooza. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. You know I love you. I adore you. And we will see you next time. Yay! Next week. I know, Deb, I'm so excited. Next week, there will not be Tarot Tuesday next week. The following week, we will be doing an admin reading Tarot Tuesday. So the 29th. Be here the 29th for the next Tarot Tuesday, and we'll do a free reading night. I love you guys. Goodbye.